Well, hello everybody. This is Jimmy from Stuart Arts, and today I decided to do a field trip, and I'm here with an old friend, Bud Elder. Bud,
yes.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Today we're going to focus on a tool that Bud has that I've never seen before. Bud has a number 77 Stanley dowel maker, and we're going to demonstrate that here in a minute. But before we get to it, why do you have this thing? You can go to Home Depot and get a dowel for $1.25. So, but just out of curiosity, how did you end up with one of these?
I think everybody, back in middle school, you had a tool, or you're first introduced to tools. And this was a unique tool that I got to use. And through the years, when I met other classmates, nobody ever remembered using it. So in my travels, I went to an antique store, and there was a dowel maker. Way overpriced, but I thought I'm going to buy it just to prove to all my old classmates, if I ever see any, that there was a dowel maker. And there is. I have it here. I probably had it for 10 years, never used it until Jimmy came along and insisted I make it to get on this film.
Well, I think it's an awesome tool, and I really appreciate this. You have done a little setup here, and
yeah,
we're going to do a demonstration of how the dowel maker works.
First bit of oil it's ever seen in probably his lifetime.
So how does this thing work?
Just like a pencil sharpener. Just crank away.
Now, I was reading the literature about this, and this happens to be a 3/8 inch die that you're using.
Yes, it is.
If there's an assortment of dies you can get.
That's true. Or you're smaller. You can adjust it small if you want. Because you have a whole selection of holes here to make probably up to a 1-inch dowel. The limiting factor, of course, is this hole back here that comes through. But 99% of what you're going to do is make plugs, 3/8 plugs for furniture work.
Boy, they sure don't make tools like this anymore. So that is a Stanley number 77 New Britain, Connecticut tool. Great American-made antique tool. So it works well on softwoods like this pine here, which you would expect. That's cool. Does that give you a little bit of a workout there?
As it is.
All right, so that's a 3/8 dowel right there.
Here's a little bit of ironwood.
Needs a little sanding. But this is what impressed me. This is like one of the hardest woods there is. That is ironwood. And you had another name for it too, didn't you, Bud?
Greenheart, yeah.
Greenheart, yeah.
It's similar to teak. It's heavier than water, sinks in water.
You gave me a piece of that stuff, and I've been afraid to work with it. But now that I see that you can make a dowel out of it, I think it's very machinable,
it works
workable.
pretty good. Especially for
cool.
plugs. If you're cutting it up for plugs, all you need is a little bit at a time.
That thing is really cool. Who needs Home Depot? Who needs Lowe's?
That's right.
Very cool. Well, Bud, I really appreciate you sharing that with me. That is really a cool tool right there.
Well, it's an antique, and it's a lot of fun to have around the shop. Show my grandkids how the old people used to do it.